That's it.
100%. And speaking of lucky, hello and welcome to this week's episode of
Jesus.
Pit Against, a live Flush Up a Colin show. I'm William Table Legs, and I'm joined by my constant co-host, Kevin Smurph Murphy. Kevin, what's up?
What's up?
Pit Against is a live call-in show. If you'd like to be live on air talking to us about your hot takes, join the Pit Against Discord by clicking on the link that's in the description, and then join the waiting room channel. Put your hot take in the topics text channel. If you like your take, we'll put you on for a mic check and then put you on air. You can also put your take in the topics text channel, in the Steam chat, or in the comments for me to stream chat. For me to
the Steam chat?
Bring Steam chat. Send me a message on my Steam profile to bring up if you can't make it on. Kevin, what's actually up?
I'm tired.
that caught me off guard. Sick.
No, I'm tired because I'm busy and because I've been grinding.
I love it.
We come off Nats, and I still have a bunch of Prism stuff I have to do, and then
Zyggys stuff.
I start working on Zyggys stuff. I put out my tournament report today. Tomorrow today I'm doing this, and then tomorrow I'm recording kind of deck tech / tournament report with Jonathan Magnuson, who made top 4 of US Nats, because his Ziggy deck is really cool. Overcharged is sick.
If we didn't spend 45 minutes before this talking about AI, I would have. That was the next thing I was going to do, was look up his deck list, because I hadn't looked at it yet. I knew he was playing Ziggy, but I hadn't looked at it yet. So
yeah, no, his deck is sick. So I managed to get in touch with him.
Obviously running Ravenous Rabble, right? Because it's just a head jab.
I'm gonna scream.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. No. He's running Overcharge, which is actually a sick card.
Oh yeah. Wait, we did talk about that.
Yeah.
Tim and I talked about that on the flight home. He was like, "Bro, you got any of this card?" I was like, maybe. I don't know." It's a common, right?
Good. Yeah, it's a common from Penn.
There's no way I got all 6 or 9 or however many you want.
That's so funny, dude.
He's like, "You got this card right?" I was like,
bro,
I still haven't checked.
I saw that and I'm like, okay, no, he gets it.
He got it. He figured it out.
He got something that we didn't. But no, I'm gonna be doing that tomorrow, and then I'm working 9s right now to flex out the time for Monday. So yeah, I'm tired, but it's a good tired. It's not a I'm tired, boss. It's an
You've been
I
working.
Should probably sleep, but I'm not, because I'm getting stuff done.
Getting stuff done, getting work done. Yeah. So yeah, his tournament report is out. So after this, watch that, and Ziggy content in the future, which everyone's hyped for. I'm hyped for. That deck looks sick.
That video did so much better than any other video I'd put out in the last 6 months.
But I still think about just playing Ponder Aura and then attacking with it, and then you have the Ponder. I'm still thinking about that. It's so good.
Something.
Okay.
That's not in Jonathan's deck.
Tim said that, and I was like, "No shot." That's the coolest thing about the deck. Oh my gosh.
And I bet I know the reason why.
Imagine you play Raging Onslaught and it draws you a card. No, that's not good enough to make the deck. All right, go ahead.
Here, I'll tell you why.
Why?
There's always a card in your arsenal.
Oh, interesting. Now that's making me want to watch the games too, because I need to watch the top 8.
He just sits on Gone in a Flash the entire time, and Ben's Gone in a Flash whenever he has an embodiment or another action point.
There's no Ponder.
The Ponder doesn't get any value.
The Ponder doesn't get any value because you just leave Gone in a Flash in your arsenal, and when you play it, you put it back in your arsenal. Deck completely weak to CNC Pummel. It's the most vulnerable to CNC Pummel deck I've ever heard.
Well, is it? If you have Ward 4 and you just block 6, what do they do?
Second Pummel. You're right.
Well, okay, yeah, then I'll die.
Then you're right.
Yeah, okay. You got me.
Okay,
you double pummeled me. I'll take 4.
Yeah, I don't know. Nationals was great. My takeaway from it was I had an awesome time. I love going to these big events, like bigger than a calling event.
Mhm.
But I think I don't want to personally fly to another Flesh and Blood event. I want to do long car rides, but I hate
Airports are not
airports.
okay.
Flying's cool. I think flying's like kind of sick. I was
It's
like head out the
once you're
window
on the
the
plane,
whole
you're
time.
good.
Yeah, I'm actually sick on the plane, and the person
Well,
beside
not physically sick.
No, not physically sick, but like on my flight back into Roanoke, the guy beside me was like raw dogging the flight, like he was staring directly into the headrest in front of him. And the whole time, like, I got my head, like, plastered to the window as we're experiencing turbulence. And I'm like, whoa!
Let's go!
TSA is so much, and airports are not fun. So
Sure.
I don't love all that.
Inexpensive.
Yeah, but the event,
I
and
need to send-
expensive. Holy frick.
I need to send you a short.
Yeah.
There's a short that I need.
Tim was also like, Tim does not handle planes super well either.
He's a motion sick boy.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So taking the train was sick. Yes, I think taking a train would be awesome.
You should have taken the train to Philly.
To Philly? Well,
yeah.
I need a co-pilot because, like, I feel like part of the excitement of a train would be like you go with someone.
You get to sit there for 6 hours with the person and just play Fab.
Yes. Exactly. Yes. So I'd have to convince someone else to do that.
Sure. Well, we'll figure out where calling 100 is and figure it out.
Is it 100 or 200? I forget. Was it 100? Calling 100?
It's 100. We're definitely not at 200.
Okay, I don't know. For some reason in my head it was 200. Yes, calling 100, I bet is East Coast. But we'll see. It's also like
neat. I would also understand if it was like Sydney or something.
If it was the Pacific, I think that also makes sense. But like East Coast is the densest place, and then also by that time we'll have gotten to all the other areas and we'll be back around to East Coast.
Bit since we've had an East Coast event of that size.
I took a train to Philly and played Sage the whole time. Sick. I don't know if I can do that many Oldham mirrors.
So close to taking the train.
It's like literally like 5 Oldham mirrors. So like
I bet you could play an Oldham mirror in 20 minutes once you're practiced.
Dude, actually, so Tim and I did one. We've talked about this so much. We did one Oldham mirror and it took like 32 of our 35 minutes. But I think if we ran it back immediately after, it'd take like 15 minutes.
20 minutes tops.
Yeah, 20 minutes tops. Like, we figured out the matchup and we were like, all right, sick.
I got this.
All right. Let's talk about Flesh and Blood in other contexts. Let's talk about Flesh and Blood like we're a channel that goes over hot takes. Starting with, do you want to go over some of the hot takes? There's only like 2 that got brought up on Bluesky, and then there was a few that were on our Discord that I think have been festering for a minute. Festering.
Aging. Elegantly.
Aging.
Maybe not elegantly.
Aging. That's a festering. What do you want to start? Do you have any you want to start with, or do you want me to just pick one?
I don't know. Go ahead.
All right. Let's see. Was this when I forget, dude? It's been 2 weeks, so I forget what day. Did we go over this one? Which is they don't need to ban any cards out of Marionette because 50% of the room are going to be bonking straight log and will destroy all the Marios. Did we go over that one? Where it was like, actually, Marionette didn't need bans to begin with. Like, Marionette got no bans in the last banning announcement.
Yes.
And Senor Ben said, Marionette doesn't need bans. And you know what? He didn't top 8. The joke is Marionette top 8s, and he never converts. But he did not even convert to top 8 this past weekend.
Yeah, I think Marionette is like, because the bans for Marionette were never like huge power level bans. They were like mostly feels bad bans or just like the Autumn's Touch Bullseye Bracers type ban of we're going to
Consistency
nudge
ban.
the deck, we're not going to kill it.
It's
and
a
that's like what
5%
all
movement speed ban.
Yeah, that's like what all of those bans were going to be between like Tarantula Toxin, Scar Tissue, Upstick, Savor, all that stuff. It's like either taking the ceiling down a bit or taking the floor down a bit, not both. And I think people kind of, well, it's a little weird to say because this is a dual format event. And as we saw, if you hit 4 good matchups in your first few rounds, but then draft didn't go your way or draft did go your way, that kind of feeds what our top 8 tables look like. Which I don't think Marionette actually ended up doing that well. Like, I'm going to scroll down. The first Marionette was 23rd. However, that's 11 wins, which is the same as 10th.
Equivalent of 10th means just do better in draft.
Tied with 10th, just different ordering of wins. Probably do better in draft, but 11 wins also goes down to 28th.
Okay. All right.
If they have one more win anywhere, they're in the conversation for top 8.
Yes.
They're in top 8, basically.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't think Marionette was that big of a problem before.
Wait, 10th through 28th all had the same record.
All had the same number of wins.
So how many wins did 9th have, and how many wins did 8th have?
They had the same. 12.
Oh, no.
Somebody bubbled.
Someone bubbled in the worst way. Oh.
It's really funny. The person in 9th, I'm pretty sure I beat in round 2.
Oh. It's your fault.
I'm pretty sure. Kind of. Not really, because the most important thing is your last loss, not your first.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, Koi. Yes.
It sucks.
Yeah, you had a sick run after that. You had a sick run. You had a way better run than I did. See you at Worlds. But
win draft games, though.
Yeah. I mean, you crushed draft, clearly, and I did not. I absolutely did not. But, like, Marionette's not bad. And, like, I'm sure, like, once the Marionette players know how the Fi matchup works, they're probably going to do fine. Although Fi might actually just be good in the Marionette. I'd be really curious to see that because Fi's combo is not really something Marionette can interact with, I think, a ton.
He's got a lot of, smaller hands that he's completely okay with, too.
Yeah, Fi can play mid-range reasonably well. As well as the Fis were both, I think, on Boots of Omni's Ward.
Larv and Chet, Kevin smurfed out Murphy.
Yeah. Yes?
Yes? Question mark?
Hi?
I don't know. I haven't played against much Fi, like, at all, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's... I guess I'm going to go watch the Agroblaze stream that he's doing right now with Ashlyn after this. But
good point.
I mean, Fi can just run the new legendary generic boots, and that's going to hamper Marionette a lot and give you an extra, like, probably 2 turns to find a good Pouncing Lynx turn.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Fi seems fine. I think the boots, honestly, the boots were probably a much bigger nerf to Marionette than anything that they would have banned. Actually.
Yes, actually, I feel that way too because when I first played against it, I was like, "It's not that bad." Like, what? I just miss out on my first flick, but then I miss out on my first transform, and then I miss out
on your first
holding mark,
mask.
and it's just it ends up being so much.
Any
deck that feel like they can reasonably squeeze that in feels pretty happy to do so.
The boots in combination with the Spinneret ban is the actual nerf to Marionette. That's what actually kicked Marionette down.
Spinneret is like, man, bring it back. Take me back.
If Marionette had Spinnerets 4 through 9 right now, the deck would still be very good.
Yeah.
But because they need to, like, in a decent number of matchups now, they need to natty roll Orb Weaver or find the 1 of 3 red Spinnerets. That's a huge difference.
Yeah.
It's huge. So, like, I think that probably was, like, the biggest thing against Marionette, especially, like, since everyone knew Marionette was the top of the meta, and then the boots get printed, and everyone looks at them, and they're like,
yeah.
Okay. I'll use that.
Everyone saw those boots and they were like, "How do I get 5 value out of these boots?" And then that was never the case.
No,
you were supposed to get 1 value out of it.
This is Quell I don't need to pay for.
True.
Oh. Which honestly, people probably could have just run the Quell shoes anyways at some point if they were doing this.
Wyatt was doing it.
Yes, Wyatt was doing it, but like other heroes could have just done this if this was the strat they were going to use. Like,
yeah,
just run the quelling slippers. Now, this made it free.
This made it free, which is very big.
But
you get a whole card, so
yeah, I that's what like really kept Marionette down, I think.
Mm-hmm. So I think that combined with the Victor matchup's not great, and there was a lot of Victor.
Is Marionette?
Yeah, it's not like
once the boots were added, yes.
And once the boots were added, yeah. Because
before that, it was still fine, but
I felt like it was I felt like it was close, and I feel like it's still close. Like I think if it was 60-40, it's now 60-40.
The other way,
yeah. Instead of 60-40, it's 40-60. But I think it was. I don't know which side, but it's probably closer than that in some cases. But
I would think it's Victor favored, but
yeah. So I don't know. I'm glad they didn't ban cards, and I feel like LSS probably like big brained were like, no, everyone's going to catch on with the boots. Maybe US Nats. Maybe not everyone was able. Maybe they were thinking in testing. Maybe in US Nats, the North Americans don't pick up on the boots as fast, and Marionette steamrolls it, and that's fine. And then people are going to figure it out. Yeah.
But kind of like what happened with Zen 2 years ago in Minneapolis, where it's like Evan shows up with Zen and does really well, but like Zen across the board doesn't like crush. But then by Canadian Nats at the end of the season, Zen was a problem.
And so I think they were okay if it was the opposite case where it was like Marionette overruns because people haven't figured out how good Boots is into it, but we did. We figured out that Boots is actually insane.
Yes.
So, yeah, I agree. Marionette did not need cards banded out on. The next one was I forgot where I heard this from, but heroes should only be able to run their signature weapon.
Oh, no.
Okay. Wait. Yeah. Go ahead. Here's
the problem.
This. Okay.
People talk about how half the reason that people don't like these LLs and that the weapon is tied to the hero when it LLs is because it limits later heroes and what they can do. Where it's like, Rosetta Thorn, it needs to be banned at some point, but it's like, if Aurora 2 could run Starfall, you're going to run Starfall, but then you're also going to have Scorpio builds, which are like fine. And it's going to change the way you deck build between them, but both those are probably going to be reasonably viable.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just doing the reverse problem of you've suddenly said that like Ziggy can no longer play Refractor.
And I think that's where it came from. There was probably a Bluesky post where it was something to the effect of, Ziggy, attacking
Ziggy's best.
He's not using his weapon at all.
Would you rather have Ziggy be unplayable?
I think some people would. They would argue it's playable at their armory, and that's all that they wanted. Okay.
Here's the problem with doing
Everyone
this, though,
needs to be on Afro.
Literally get rid of weapons at that point.
It's like extra hero text.
It is just hero text. Just put the text on the hero card. There are no choices to be made, because then also Ira becomes much less interesting. Because it's like, okay, well, she can't play Kadachis.
No.
So her deck is infinitely less interesting because she just doesn't ever play one cost.
It has to be...
Which then... it has to be Edge of Autumn.
Edge of Autumn.
Which then also makes her deck actually substantially worse, because any hand she draws without a blue is literally unplayable. Not literally unplayable, but like she loses a full 3 value per turn no matter what, as well as she can no longer play Mask of Momentum.
You'd have to run so many blues in your deck.
But you can't play Mask of Momentum.
No, you can't play Mask of Momentum.
What is she doing then? She has to play Iris now, Iris of Blossom.
Yeah.
Which, like, okay.
I think
That's not good with edge of
that would be part of that argument. Is like, okay, she only gets to play that weapon, and so you build that deck up. You give him more stuff.
Okay. How many points do you lose then sitting down as Ira if they know you're not on Mask Momentum?
Wait, I'm sorry. Repeat the question.
So if you sit down across from an Ira,
Mm-hmm.
are they on Mask Momentum and Kodachis? Or are they on Iris and Edge of Autumn? Or are they on Iris and Kodachis?
If they don't have Kodachis, then they're only on one of those options.
So you know instantly what your opponent is doing.
Yes.
There's nothing to be gained by playing Ira with... Ira just loses options and loses points into whatever meta she's playing in.
Because she doesn't have the mind game of what style of build am I playing. Almost like how Ziggy like goes from being much more arcane focused to less arcane focused. Not that it's like a huge deal, but let's say Afro was much better than it is. Like it had more going for it.
If it was comparable to Refractor.
It had like, I don't know, you literally have a lightning card that says like untap weapon or like you can reactivate weapon or something like that.
You have an aura that when it enters, it untaps weapon. And it's a trigger you can respond to. So it enters, you can Afro on the stack in response to it. Then Afro gets untapped by its triggered ability. Then you can Afro again.
Yeah.
Something that like makes your reach crazy, gives you really good turn math.
You would
Afro
lose
on like 3 turns.
You lose out on the value of people teching to play against the arcane versus people teching to play against.
Yes, you're going to lose some number of points, but you also just like lose choices.
Mm-hmm.
It's just less interesting of a game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I know, like, yeah, Dromai and Storm Sandakai were stapled together. That was a thing. And I say that having played Iris Dromai at a PQ. Like, that hero and weapon were stapled together. They were. But, like, that doesn't benefit the game.
Barb makes a good point where it's like, you lose a ton of value. Even having 2 different options is a lot in this game.
Yeah. Well, it's like you get to present Reaping Blade or Starfall.
Yeah.
I think so. PT London actually looks very different if Aurora cannot play Reaping Blade. Also, Worlds Osaka looks very different if Aurora doesn't have access to Reaping Blade in CYB meta.
Brother, dude. Needles in Zen.
Needles. Need to ban needles then. Needles are literally illegal to play in CC, by the way.
Yes, because it's Benji only.
It's Benji's weapon.
Yeah.
You don't have 90% of that deck in Hunted then. Like I think it's just less interesting. I think if your issue is with weapons LLing with their hero, we can have that discussion. I think that's a separate discussion from this. And I don't think tying it together is like
I think people could look at this from a ton of perspectives. I think it could be that. I think it could also just be I want to see the hero do the thing it was designed to do. Ziggy play Afro. And I think it could also be from a very narrow-minded perspective of I want to sit down across from my opponent and know what they're doing because I'm scared. Or you're a narrow-minded development perspective of like, how do I make this meta work if I have given so many different options? There's effectively 2 Ira decks, maybe even 3 Ira decks right now, as opposed to 1 Ira deck, right? Yeah. And so like you have to, not specifically in this meta with Ira right now, but you'd have to plan around 3 different Ira builds in your meta as a developer. Yeah. Which all just sounds like, I don't know, put in a little more legwork. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just less interesting.
Yeah.
And for, like, not really any downside. Because it's like, imagine if Pleiades could only play Moment Maker.
Dude, imagine if Valda could only play High Stakes. Or what is it called? High Striker?
High Riser?
High Riser?
Is that even her weapon?
I don't know also, if it is, but that weapon sucks.
Also, some decks literally don't have a signature weapon, by the way.
Betsy didn't until like 5 minutes ago. Holy
RKO
frick.
Didn't for a full set either.
Yeah.
Olympia still doesn't technically.
Technically, he's gonna, but yeah.
Yet. Like, Olympia would have gone 2.5 years without being a legal hero.
I think the idea...
Which, I mean, I guess that's still true.
The argument is you just come out with that weapon sooner. But
yes,
that's just like, bro.
But
or it would be something like they give him like...
whatever the sword is that blocks 2.
If either
Parry
that
blade.
or like Parry Blade or the one where you block it and it gets go again.
Hot Streak. Sure.
Hot Streak. I don't know. Like maybe that's... I don't know.
I don't think the game benefits from that choice, from that restriction, really.
Yeah.
And that's fundamentally where it's going to come from, is like, you're just stapling the weapon text to the hero, and that's not interesting. That just limits options. We're already so tightly defined by what is the best weapon because of how the game works, where it's like, yeah, I played Iris Dromai for like a weekend, and then it was Storm of Sandakai. It's just Storm of Sandakai. Come on. Icelander, when she was in CC, never played anything but Waning Moon.
Also,
she didn't.
One of my locals shows up with Aurora with the Runeblade book that makes a rune chant. They're the coolest person in the room, even if I get my free win.
For the day.
Yeah, for the day.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I disagree with the take, but I can see why people would make it. And I also think if you thought harder about it and you played the game more, you would also stray away from that take. So,
yes.
Other takes. Blippy on Bluesky. Ziggy being real goes to show you that any illusionist is okay with auras. I'm sorry. Ziggy being real goes to show you that any illusionist with okay auras can go aura plant and do well into certain meta spreads. Mono illusionist can just win some metas.
No. Okay. Like, why?
You got so mad that you unfocused.
My camera just couldn't. I was projecting something that it was refocusing on. No, that's okay. I fully disagree with this. And I think the argument I'm going to give for that is, Prism has had Spectra auras forever.
Spectra auras are pretty good.
Where's Refractor Prism? By the way, those curve really nicely with 2 blues and Refractor.
Oh my gosh, they do. It's just
where
a 3-card play.
Where was that deck?
You know where that deck is? That deck is sitting at at tier B, and everyone's too afraid to play it. That's what I'm saying.
That's just like, okay. The piece that makes this Ziggy deck function, and I'm gonna drop the knowledge here, is gone in a flash.
Oh.
It's not the auras. It's gone in a flash.
Okay.
Because any deck can play however many Raging Onslaughts it wants right now. Any deck can. Literally any deck can. The reason that this deck can win is, let's say, Lightning Greaves and Gone in a Flash, but it's primarily because you have Gone in a Flash out with an embodiment of Lightning. And the aura you're going to attack with bounces your Gone in a Flash. So you're getting 11 straight up value off your 3 cards between 4 damage presented, 5 damage presented, +1 on whatever your ward effect, your aura effect is, +1 on your ward. 11 damage, or 11 value there. Plus it draws you a Gone in a Flash on 3 cards. That's roughly a 3-card 15. Prism doesn't get that off of Refractor. That's why it doesn't work. Now, Enigma with Refractor could also do similar numbers, and still does. Or would have done in Sage, until they banned Refractor, because you play red Spectral Manifestations. You swing for 8, and then it wards 1, and you have a 2-card 9. That's want really good.
Ziggy, Refractor, and Sage.
Well, Refractor's the thing that's banned.
I know, unfortunately.
Sure. But like, this is not because of the auras. The auras are not crazy good. They just curve with Refractor. Mm-hmm. Gone in a Flash is what puts this deck over the top. to the point that some versions of this deck, including the one I was testing, are playing Starlight Road. The card that just makes an embodiment.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the blue. It either makes an embodiment or a flow.
Yeah. Like, it's gone in a flash. It's not refractor.
Okay.
It's not random auras. And now, instant speed auras help. Don't get me wrong. These have to be auras that don't take your action point. However, gone in a flash is what actually sets this deck over the top.
Okay.
It's not refractor. It's not auras.
I'm going to rephrase the question.
Sure.
Gone in a flash being real goes to show you that any lightning hero with okay Gone in a Flash can go Gone in a Flash plan and do well in certain meta spreads. Is any lightning deck good because Gone in a Flash exists?
No. Aurora 2.
Oh yeah, fair. Sorry, Blippy, I'm really trying here. I do like the take. I think bringing up this conversation is interesting. Sure. And some people have thought about it, especially like from like a surface level. You look at this deck and you're like, they're just hitting me with a refractor.
These auras are bad. They're blue, crappy, no block instant auras, but they get to swing for 5 and ward 1 plus an effect.
Yeah.
Sure. No, so 1 Aurora 2 and Aurora 1 were not primarily Gone in a Flash decks. And are not primarily Gone in a Flash decks. That's not the backbone of the deck. This is, you in particular have instant speed, lightning auras that are illusionist auras, so you can swing them with
It's kind of both of them together.
Yes, it is both of them together. It is. But like, it is not one. It is the combination of the two. Because this is the piece that like sold me on this deck, is you have the 1-cost yellow lightning illusionist aura, Elliptical Conflux. That is ward 2, and when it leaves, it makes an embodiment of lightning. This is the card that sold me on it, because you're going to get a 2-card 7 that makes an embodiment into a 3-card 15.
Yeah, that's great.
5 cards, 22. Above 4 value per card.
Yeah, that's great.
That's what makes this deck tick.
Larv was bringing up in chat about how, wow, you mean the good lightning card that is a good lightning card is a good lightning card, and that's why I brought that up. And I think decks are more interesting like that, where even Acilio is like, it has Gone in a Flash combo, but it also is a wizard that does wizard things. Yes. And so Ziggy is kind of like that, where it has
to Oblivion.
Yeah, it has Gone in a Flash, but it also is an illusionist that does illusionist things.
Yes.
So,
yes, it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's because Acilio 1 before the Volzar Lightning Rod ban was not a Gone in a Flash deck. It was a Volzar deck.
Yeah.
It was defined by Volzar.
Yeah, Volzar. That was the thing people were getting most upset about.
Yes.
Is when they mind warped you for 1 billion.
Yes, because you didn't need Gone in a Flash to do that. You could have 3 sigils, 2 Blast to Oblivions, and draw an electromagnetic somersault.
And
then suddenly you're going to take 18 Arcane. It's like, you didn't need Gone in a Flash to do that. You needed Lightning Greaves. Lightning Greaves also were a part of this. I'm not going to lie. But like, I don't know. Like, decks are going to have power cards. Like, are we going to say that like Codex of Frailty is like a problem because it's been a powerful card for both Assassin and Ranger?
Dude, there was
ways, by the way.
There was a game I had literally this past weekend where Gone in a Flash got, if you stretched it, like 16 value or something absurd like that. Like off of everything that was able to come from resolving that card. And I was like, holy frick.
Yeah.
And then also in that same game, I drew 2 in the same hand and wept at the table as I wasn't able to get good value out of having 2 in my hand, like at all. So didn't always need Greaves, yes.
No, you didn't. If you just have Blink as well, it's just a 0/4 with Go again. I
see what you're saying. And I can see why, again, at like a surface level, like you see everyone tell me how good the audio is, because it's barking at me that the audio is bad, but it says the stream is perfect, so I don't know. It's a combination. When you look at the deck for the first time, you see it and you're just like, oh, they're just bonking me with auras. And then you look at the deck the second time and you're like, oh, they're just gone in a flash comboing people. But it's like actually kind of just getting good value out of both.
It's a bro. I swear to God, I'm gonna ask Jonathan this tomorrow. It's like, how much does this feel like Kasai?
Oh, you're making me like it less, but go on.
This is just a warrior deck. I'm gonna say this. It's
frick.
A warrior deck.
Thank you, Tim.
It is a mid-range, quote unquote, turn value deck, which is just Kasai. And then it has lightning greaves instead of blood on her hands.
Every deck's a turn value deck.
No.
Except Kano.
Nope. Kano's actually a turn value deck. Kano attacks your life total, which is turn value.
Turn value.
Not every deck is turn value.
True. I'm just like, I don't want to think about it like a warrior.
It's just Kasai, or like it's a dual wield warrior. It is which is really funny because Jonathan Magnuson was a Kasai player for like 2 years.
You're like, your second weapon is just in your deck. It's in your arsenal. Yeah, it's in your arsenal.
Yeah, it just stays in your arsenal.
It's an arrow.
Bro, I swear to God, I
took
the meme of corporate needs you to find the difference between these two pictures, and I just put Gone in a Flash and Endless Arrow. And I posted that, and I added Taylor, and he's like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're right. Larv, another warrior that's a better warrior than warrior.
Yep.
All right.
I don't necessarily think this is a better deck than Kasai,
I've been saying it's a hatchet deck. Okay.
It is.
It's
a hatchet deck. And instead of red hit and run, you have Fleeing Starbreeze.
I am like way less excited about this deck now. Holy frick. I don't know why. I think
you can't play.
Here's the problem: is so much warrior, self deprecating on the internet has led to me just having the psychological thought process of warrior equal bad or warrior equal boring, like even more so than like some people feel about Guardian. And so like you compare it to a warrior deck and I'm like, oh, brother, please stop. All right. Okay. Next topic? Last topic, maybe? Sure. Ronnie, listen, here's what I'm going to say about Ronnie before we get started. He has some of the best and most interesting hot takes and strongest take. Like, just, he writes them very well. And I think a couple of them that we've had tonight are also, like, well written, even if we end up disagreeing with them. Ronnie says, Sage at high level events is fine. At tier 2 and below, it's a nightmare.
Oh.
All right. Now, before you're allowed to say anything, we cut to the dialogue option of, can you elaborate on this for us? Where Ronnie says, the meta for the showdown was expected, with the Cilio being the only surprise to me. Higher tier events, you have people that can play around aggro on slower decks and still have a decent win rate. Lower tier events, you have people that will race aggro with aggro and blame that going first is why they lose.
Okay. I understand. I understand what you're saying with that. Let's see. There's an Acilio at 18th, and then there's an Acilio at 30th, and another one at 32nd. Okay. I get your point. Which is the ability to combat or to play a 20 health format. There's
like more play in this meta, especially in a 20 health format than people think.
This is the classic argument of you get punished more for your mistakes in a 20 health format than you do in a 40. Which I fully agree with. That is true.
Yes.
That's not what Sage is. The question comes down to what is Sage supposed to be?
It is very much, almost by definition, the entry format. This is the new player format.
So this to me says you are entering Sage with the wrong expectations. This take.
Yes.
Which is also then being fueled time and time and time again by LSS, putting it as their Sunday showdown, as well as putting it the PT, that it is meant to be a competitive format and not your weeknight armory format. If this is meant to be your weeknight armory format, then yeah, you're going to have some spikes show up with whatever decks, but you're also not playing it to punish those mistakes that people are going to make when they play these games. Because yes, as with every 20 health format, your mistakes are more heavily punished. That's just the way it works.
Yes.
I think it depends on the intent of the people sitting down at the table. Because if I were to go to a Sage event that's at the other store across the water from me, where it's intended to be a very casual thing and not the Sage PQ, then I'm going to bring a different deck and I'm going to play the game differently.
Okay. I think I think it's almost like two different like mindsets. Like
it is.
Where Sage is like a great way to teach someone or get someone into the game.
Yes, it is.
But then also at a very casual level, if you're looking at the game very plainly, you can watch two Phis play against each other and be like, well, that person got to go second.
You could. But you could also make it really interesting of, am I supposed to give this card here or this card here as my blocks? Because then you start getting into some really intense fundamentals of Flesh and Blood if you want.
Fundies.
Yes, but then it's also like, how funky do those Phi decks get if it's not a showdown, if it's an armory?
Like, how do you...
Like, do you start putting Life of the Party and Mask of Many Faces in your Phi deck?
You are playing to your local meta. Yes, that's what you...
No, you're playing an armory. You're playing Sage. Okay. You're not playing a showdown.
Oh, I see.
Like,
you're playing
what is the lens you're actually approaching this game that you were sitting down through? Because this is the fundamental question, and Fab is not good about dealing with this question of, when I sit down, what is my intent when I play this game? Is it to play this game with the person across from me, or is it to win the game in front of me?
That's well put. That
feels like the disconnect.
That's it. Okay. All right. Because Ronnie, in this subject, is playing to win the game. Or looking at that from that perspective.
100%. And I agree, Sage is not good for that at local
A lot of
metas,
Flesh and Blood players,
which is why your
way.
Sage PQs are going to feel a little funky compared to a Sage Armory.
Yes.
And Sage Armories are great. They're awesome.
They're goofy.
The vibe is immaculate.
We're just talking about it. Tim and I, with the Oldemir in our Sage Armory, are just being absolutely silly. Like, we are being so dumb, and since we're, like, one of the last games to finish, there's, like, 4 people around us excitedly watching the Oldemir.
Yeah.
Because it's goofy.
Yes.
And it's funny.
When has that ever happened? When has that ever happened?
Only in the most, neurotic, like, testing houses when Oldham was meta. Like, nobody thinks like that. So...
Yeah, and it's... LSS continues to want to have their cake and eat it too, and it is... This question is just emblematic of that problem of they want it both ways, and they can't. Like, I firmly believe that they can't have it both ways on this one.
Yeah.
But it really is so dependent on the lens of how you're viewing the game you're sitting down for. Because... It's funny, I don't think Sage works really well competitively. Because also when you sit down for those 20 health games at a showdown, and it's really sweaty, but it's a 20 health game, and it's just like...
Yeah.
Your room for error is just so small, and it's just not... It's not as engaging for me personally, because also the complexity has been dropped a ton by removing power cards.
Here's the thing, at Sage Armories, I do not care what my record is. And I don't care what the local meta is. I want to play my stupid deck, and I want to play it stupidly.
Yes, 100%.
you were so real for that. I was listening to literally Loading Ready Run's podcast about Magic the Gathering, where they talked about, their impression of the state of TCGs right now. It came out like this past week or whatever.
Yeah,
and
I listened to that a couple days ago.
Flesh and Blood got brought up a few times, but the part that really stuck out to me, which is both me and you really enjoy Joey Wheeler's opinions.
Benny Wheeler?
Benny Wheeler. Did I say Joey Wheeler?
Joey Wheeler is the Yu-Gi-Oh character.
Lord. They talked about Yu-Gi-Oh too.
They did.
Ben Wheeler said they were talking about online clients, and he was like, here's the thing.
Yes.
Flesh and Blood seemed really interesting until he found out that it is almost strictly a competitive game and there's no online client. And he said he didn't look into it any further after that.
Yeah, I think it was more the online client than it being strictly competitive for him personally.
You watch him play some things and you're like, yeah, he wants to kill that guy, but he chose to play this stupid deck too. Like,
yes, sure.
Yeah.
That's fair. But like God, that's a whole separate conversation. But yes, there isn't a casual side to Flesh and Blood. In the way that there are for other games.
I think Sage could be the casual Flesh and Blood.
It could. Commit to it. Give it up.
Holy frick. You know what I've said? I've said this before, and you
write your BNRs like that, and you're gonna try and make it competitive?
I will be a lot healthier if I never have to read that BNR ever again. Oh my gosh.
Bro, the amount of copium on that episode of Arsenal Pass the week after that BNR dropped was crazy, dude.
And it felt like Punkage was trying really hard to be spicy, and he was not being that spicy.
That was as spicy as he felt like he could get.
That was as spicy as, like, black pepper.
Yes, that was I was going to say something that would call out a friend.
I love him, but, like, come on, bro. Like,
Punkage is great. Punkage is great. I love talking to him about the game. He knows what he's talking about.
I love him.
He had to put on the PR mask.
I hate it. Does kind of feel like Arsenal Pass is this is off topic. It feels like that show's a bit of a shill, like more so than I am just saying that like I play only Flesh and Blood and that's like basically all I'm playing. A little bit. What the frick? That's my impression. I'm not saying anything about the show. That's a William opinion. But that aside, one thing I said, I'm going to go back to this. I think I brought this up before and I love it, is I think the thing that they should have done for UPF was just dropped like a stack of like 40 pieces of equipment that say like pit fighters on it. And like you can only use this equipment in UPF or these weapons. Like weapons specifically, because just like hero abilities, and just like we were talking about earlier, weapons dictate an entire deck. Just drop a bunch of bad weapons. Yeah, we'll just drop a bunch of bad weapons into Sage, and just I don't know, put a thing on the bottom that says like it's a Silver Age only weapon.
Yeah,
like whatever term you want to use. And then just drop it from showdowns. Turn showdowns into draft only or something awesome.
I mean,
Living Legend.
Half the reason I think they're doing it is because they can't do the super long events on Sunday.
That's fine.
I don't know.
Make them LL.
Figure it out.
Just make them LL and then change LL's timers to 35 minutes.
Pay for longer time at the venue. I don't know. Figure it out.
Have 2 events and cap them.
Yeah, sure. That's literally what they did at Philly.
That sounds great.
CC Battle Hardens. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
But this is all an artifact or like a result or consequence or however you want to put it. This is all because they want to both have Sage be competitive and be the entry level format. And it's the stupid thing of You need 5 years experience for this entry level position. How do you get 5 years experience? Entry level positions.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
that same crap, but in a TCG format.
I
Pick a
think
lane, dude.
I feel like the lane is just like, it's a competitive game. They're all competitive players. They think about the game almost strictly competitively. And then they found out in order to grow the game anymore, you have to tailor to something you don't know as much about or you're not as versed in, is what it feels like. And you're like, oh, shoot.
How did Round the Table do?
Round the Table did like fine.
It did all right for like 2 months.
Yes. And then nobody's picking it up now to play it.
No.
It's not a board game like they were presenting it.
No, it's not.
Honestly, it felt like the Guardian version, I don't think it actually did better, but it felt like the Guardian version did a little better because it was more board gamey presented. It probably did.
Yeah, well, because you had all this extra stuff suddenly added. You
Dude,
had the event deck or whatever.
That event deck is sick.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love it.
Every time I read a card from that, I was like, are you kidding me?
Josh Scott had to add a whole new rule system in that he was thinking about when it came to putting cards in the queue. That whole concept came from, they had a card that says, when you reveal this card, a lion attacks everyone for 3 damage. The queue came from that concept, from that card. He was like, we're going to have to deal with instant speed attacks at one point. How are we going to do that? And that all came from that. Here's your changes. Nobody needs RTT because the cards you'd want have been reprinted. Oh, yeah. Because everyone just plays CC. So, like, any cards that you don't want Round the Table, they reprinted all the cards exclusive to Round the Table. So, you don't need to buy that specifically. And then you're not playing the UPF format. Yeah, and casuals probably don't know about it. Casual Flesh and Blood players play Sage at their kitchen table.
Yes.
They play welcome decks.
At their kitchen table.
Or CC at their kitchen table. Honestly, Sage, though. I've been getting some of my coworkers to play Sage. And they're like, we can tolerate this.
Okay.
They're not.
Sage is just like so much easier.
They're not
to approach.
They're not going to dive deep into the game like I am. And I understand that. And they're not going to want to like...
Give them a 20-minute game to play.
Sure. And we'll do that like once or twice a year. And they'll be like, sick. So this is the thing you flew all the way out to Minneapolis to go draw, drop. All right. Stupid podcast. All right. Let's... I think that about wraps that up.
Are we good?
I'm good. Remember to go check out our merch at the tablebit-shop.4throw.com where you can get t-shirts that say things like,
I need a new idea.
Yeah. Actually, Spectre will continue until morale improves. I bring that one up because our boy the Orc Knight wore it this past weekend. Yeah, he did. I got a picture with him.
Also, Ziggy plays Spectra Auras.
Ziggy plays Spectra Auras. It still exists. Was there anything else you actually want to talk about? I just jumped straight to the end.
No, I think I'm good for now.
Sick.
At least for the show.
Just don't knock my drink over, bro. And if you want to help make this stream look nicer and help us get supplies for our project videos, you can support us at patreon.com/thetablebit. The reason I bring that up is my camera broke right before.
William a new camera?
Yeah, buy me a new camera. I need a new camera. I think we have, the Table Pit has money for a new camera, which is great and fine. And I'm going to buy that this week. Whoops. Bring it back. Oh, my whole life is scripted. Kevin, any shout outs?
I put up my tournament report today for nationals and for the calling. It didn't go exactly the way I wanted, of course, but I have a lot of stuff to work on. And then tomorrow I'm going to be recording a video with Jonathan Magnuson, the Ziggy player who made top 4. Get to talk to him about his deck and where it was and anything he might change or not. As well as where he probably thinks the deck is going forward, and I'm going to try and post that this weekend. I should be able to. Generally, with the way I set up my videos and all that stuff, my editing is pretty slim.
I need to get you another thumbnail then.
Yeah, you do need to get me a thumbnail for that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I do think it's interesting how you said and where the deck is going, because this feels like just the beginning of that deck,
Oh,
right?
it is.
Like deck's not figured out yet. We're just putting it together.
I'm gonna play his deck card for card this weekend at Armories, and I also
Tim's doing the same thing.
I think Mara's also doing the same thing.
Really? I love that. This sucks for me.
And I still think there's already a bunch of stuff. Oh, I have another local who's already asking for overcharges and stuff like that. And I still think there's already changes that I would want to explore at least. I don't know that they're better, but there are questions that I would have about like setting up endgame turns with that deck.
It's so funny because this past weekend, I opened a couple of packs of Compendium of Wraith just as like prize packs for something or another. And I saw Overcharge and I go, man, I cannot think of a single scenario where this card is ever playable. It was genuinely I think I literally was telling the people around me, like, what is this dog water card?
We weren't ready for it,
I wasn't ready for it.
We weren't ready for it. We didn't see the
LSS was cooking. You know what? They're also cooking about
it's
Freeze.
the Dynasty set again, man.
Oh my gosh.
They set up all these archetypes for us that we didn't know about yet.
Dude, we're gonna have a hero that says we're gonna have Icelander 2 is gonna be Freeze Matters. Whenever you freeze something, give them a frostbite. I don't know. There's so many freeze cards in that set. You can't tell me.
There's a ton.
There's so many freeze cards. I don't know. Man. Thank y'all so much for watching. We do this every Thursday at 8 p.m. We also have No Blocks, a Chill Tower Star stream where we don't block. Unless we do. Saturday mornings at 9. Thank y'all for watching. Bye.